Hey there folks, Jen Bunk here. In today's episode of the People Stack podcast, we're going to talk about the real reason why you haven't gotten more than a 10% raise. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, Jen Bunk here. I am co-CEO of the People Stack along with my husband Rob Allen, and we are here to help tech managers like you to build your dream careers. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about raises. We're going to talk about getting more than a 10% raise. And the real reason why for a lot of you that has not happened, maybe it's never happened. Maybe it's been years since you've gotten more than a 3, 5, or 10% raise, and the idea of getting a 20 or a 30 or even a 50% raise just seems like bonkers to you. And so we're going to talk about the real reason why that hasn't happened. And look, for those of you who've been following us for a while, you know that we love data and we love evidence, and we're just not talking out of our you-know-whats here. We have real results to back this up. We are career coaches for technical managers, and our clients are among the most dedicated, decisive, and committed, and resourceful, and coachable, and just badass technical managers on this planet. And I know that if you're listening, you're among them, or you're probably among them as well, because you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't absolutely dedicated to making a huge impact and upgrading your career in the process. So our clients, and this is something that we figured out along the way. We've dialed in the processes. We certainly didn't get these results when we first started out 6 years ago. But now, because we have the results, because we have it dialed in, our processes and our systems and our support dialed in, it is a regular thing now. It is a normal thing for our clients to get 20, 30, or even 50% raises. 50% is on the high end, but for most of our clients is at least 20 or 30%. And so that was like a crazy, wild idea to them in the beginning, but then once they started working with us and using us as their trusted guides on this path toward career transformation, they were able to make it happen. So I want to talk about some of the myths that we've seen our clients bring and say, well, this is the reason why I haven't gotten a raise. This is the reason why. This is the reason why. And there's lots of reasons why you may think that you haven't gotten more than a 10% raise. But most of the time, what we found is those are not the reasons. So I want to talk about the reasons that aren't the reasons why, and then we're going to talk about the real reason why. So let's bust some myths, shall we? So one of the reasons why you may think you haven't gotten more than a 10% raise in the last, let's call it year and a half or so. If you're watching this now, which is right now, it's end of July 2021, you know that there is a huge global thing happening over the last year and a half or so, and that's COVID. And so for a lot of our clients, they're saying, well, the reason that I haven't gotten more money, or the reason why I haven't landed that job, the reason why things are so wacky and crazy and terrible and stupid right now is because of COVID. That COVID is the reason why I haven't been able to get more than a measly 3 or 4 or 10% raise. Remember, these are not it. That is not the reason why. And it's just a lot of other times when it's not COVID, we hear it a lot. We've been doing this for 6+ years. It's the economy, right? It's the economy's bad right now. That's why I haven't gotten more than a 10% raise. And again, that is not it. No external reason, including your boss. We hear that a lot too. My boss doesn't know how to advocate for me. My boss doesn't care. My boss doesn't know how to evangelize. My boss doesn't have enough sway. Or sometimes it's my boss's boss. My boss's boss doesn't care. My boss's boss just won't say yes. My boss's boss is a penny pincher. My boss's boss is penny wise and pound foolish. There's no way that she or he is ever going to say yes to more than a 10% raise. And again, these are not it at all, but I absolutely understand why some of you, or all of you who are listening, may be thinking and may be looking in that direction externally. Why haven't I gotten what I deserve? Why am I under-recognized? because I know you're working hard. I know that you're committed. I know that you're badass. Again, like, I acknowledge you for listening and taking the time to watch this or listen to this, because most people don't. Most tech managers just basically, it's like on cruise control. Put your career in cruise control and it'll just fix itself. And you've made the decision by watching this video to make sure that your career is not on cruise control anymore. So I know that you care. I know that you work hard. I know that you're badass. Give yourself a pat in the back for that. But look, that's why you're like, okay, what are the reasons why? It's my boss. It's my boss's boss. Or another one is my organization doesn't have enough money. I work for X kind of organization and they're never going to be able to give me more money because they don't have more money. You know, I work for the government, I work for a nonprofit, I work for a small startup, or I work for a big company. They're spending money elsewhere, and, you know, or I'm seen as a cost center. You know, maybe you work for IT or you work for managed services, and yeah, you know, what I do is seen as a cost center. So there's no way that I'm going to get more than a 10% raise. 5%, that would make me happy, right? And so again, it really makes sense why you might look there, because that's your daily life. That's what you're living, right? Every single day, what are you surrounded by? You're surrounded by your boss and your boss's boss, and you're hearing about COVID, and you're hearing about budget cuts, and you're hearing about how we need to be leaner and we need to go faster, and you're in it to win it, and you're in it, and sometimes you get in the weeds and you forget that these aren't the reasons why. And another thing another place where we might go, and we hear this a lot, especially among our clients when they start working with us, and it's an ongoing journey, and we all have these demons, we all have this mind chatter that comes up, our monkey mind talking, our shadow self talking, like you're not good enough. Sometimes that comes up. You know, raise your virtual hand if you've ever thought, well, maybe the reason why I haven't got a good enough raise is because I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills. I don't have what it takes in order to really make this work. And that's just not true. Of course you have what it takes. Of course you have what it takes to make it work. And that's not the reason why you haven't gotten a raise. Or maybe it's, I don't have the skills. Maybe it's, I need more letters after my name. I need more certifications. I need an MBA. I need a PhD for some of you who might work in the hard sciences. I need a PhD, or I need a PMP certification, project management certification, or I need some sort of security certification. That's the reason why I haven't gotten paid more, is because I don't have the proper certifications. These are all myths and they're all not true. These are not the reasons why you're not getting recognized. Could also be, you know, what's another big fear that we have? One of them is I'm not good enough. Another one is nobody likes me. They just don't like me. For some reason, I'm rubbing them the wrong way. Either because I'm too much or not enough. I hear this all the time. Certain personalities are like, yay, I'm going to shine my light, and if I'm too much for you, you got to put on sunglasses. And that's cool. We love you for that. But sometimes that can start to feel like, well, maybe people don't like me because I'm too much. And that's the reason why I'm not getting paid enough. But it could go on the other end of the spectrum as well. It could also be, I'm too quiet. I'm too in the shadows. I'm too in the background. I love being in the background. I love just making stuff work, putting my head down and making it work. And so maybe I'm not loud enough. Maybe I need to be like one of those loud ones. Maybe I need to completely change my personality, and then I'll get a raise. None of these are it. None of these are the real reason why. I'm going to pick up my phone for a minute, and then I'm going to tell you the real reason why. So give me one moment as we're really cooking on this show, folks. The wind and the rain, and we're suffering for you. Not really, but we're good. So what I really want to make sure that comes through is that these are not the reasons. The real reason why you haven't gotten more than a 10% raise, or maybe even a 5% raise, is that you haven't laid the proper foundation. You haven't laid the proper foundation for your career, for upgrading your career, for getting recognized. And the really cool thing about this is that this is completely and totally 100% fixable. This is a solvable problem. It's probably part of why you're watching right now. You're solving the problem. You're problem solvers. You're tech managers. You are problem solvers at heart. Sometimes, your partners and your wives and your husbands and your kids bemoan that. Oh my God, could you please stop trying to solve problems? I just want to talk right now, right? But really what we want you to do is kind of approach your career the same way that you would approach problems and challenges at work. You have systems, you have this foundation to make sure that whatever tech problems, whatever people problems, whatever team problems come in front of you, you can tackle them. And you do it intentionally. And you put your heart and your soul and your intellect and your wisdom into it. We want you to put all of that into your career as well. So the real reason why you haven't gotten recognized, the real reason why you're overworked, underpaid, and under-recognized is you haven't laid the proper foundation for it. Now, what do we mean by that? So you need to set the foundation internally. That means for yourself. And you also need to set the foundation externally as well. So what do I mean by internally? So first of all, you need to make sure that you have really truly decided that you are committed to getting recognized and committed to earning a premium salary. Because if you haven't truly decided that that's what you want and that you're truly committed to it, it's not going to happen. And look, I know you're committed. You wouldn't be where you are right now in your career if you weren't. What I'm asking you to do is see, is there another level of commitment? And once I unlock that other level of commitment, that I am really in it, I am so committed, I know it's already done, and it's just a matter of showing up properly to make it happen. That's the level of commitment. It is inevitable that I will receive a 25 to 30% raise in the next 6 months. It's inevitable, and all I need to do is show up properly, show up in the right way, so that I can make it happen. So you got to check in internally on that. The other thing is you want to go back to your why. Like, one of the reasons that you're probably watching this is because you have a desire. You have a burning desire to get more than a 10% raise. It's something that you want. And I want you to want it. I want you to desire it. And I want you to know exactly why. What is it about the, let's say, 20 to 30% raise that really juices you? I want you to go back to your why. Because when you go back to your why, then you can tap into that level of commitment that you haven't been able to before. And you're able to figure out, actually, is it really the money? Because some of you are watching this because it is the money. And that motivates you. And you're financially motivated. And that's great. I am too. I couldn't be a successful business owner if I wasn't. And even for me, when I really dig beneath the surface, it's actually not about the money. It's about the experience. It's about the freedom. It's about the security. So really get back to your why. And for some of you, what you're going to recognize is that it's actually not about the money at all. It's about something else. It's about impact. It's about being able to create a wonderful legacy. It's about being able to help your family, to put smiles on their faces, to give them security, to help your team, to have the resources, to have the authority to help your team. That's why you want that 30% raise. Not because it means 30% more landing in your bank account every month, although that's nice, and you'll take it because you deserve it. What it's really about is leveling up. To have that level of authority, that level of oomph, that level of I can really make a difference here. And that's where a lot of you are struggling, that you don't have that freedom at work or outside of work. So get back to your why. That's the internal foundation that you need to set. Without that internal foundation, you're basically just wobbly. You're just wobbly like the table that this camera is on right now in the wind. Right? We make it work, but we don't want you to set up your career like we set up this table. So that's not what we want for you. So what we want for you to do is to set up a really, really powerful, stable career, and it has to start internally. So then once you set it up internally, then you can set it up externally. Then we can talk about the things that most clients, when they first start talking to us, want to get help with. I need help with my resume, or I need help with building my LinkedIn profile, or I need help negotiating. These are all external things. I need help with the conversations with my boss. I've never actually even had the conversation with my boss asking for more, asking for my money, because I don't want to do it, and I don't want to look like a money-grubbing prima donna. I want to feel good about asking for this raise. I don't know how to do it. So that's the external stuff. The evangelizing your excellence, like we talk about all the time. The conversations. What do I say? How do I say it? The systems and strategies around negotiation, for example. How do I negotiate, and how do I do it from a place of integrity, and how do I do it from a place of authenticity? So I can feel good about asking for more. So that's what's important too. When we say laying the foundation, it's internally, but it's also externally in terms of your, let's call it your supporting structure that builds your brand, right? And so this is important when you're on the job market. It's also important when you're looking for an internal promotion as well. That your resume, your LinkedIn profile, what you say, the emails that you send, the Slack messages that you send, that we want to make sure that that's dialed in too. All of the conversations that you have. And notice how you can't have powerful conversations externally. You can't have a powerful resume externally unless you've dialed it in internally first. So do I have the strategies and the systems and the support externally to get more than a 10% raise? That's the real reason why that most of you are failing to get more than a 10% raise, because you have not laid that solid foundation. It's not because you're not good enough. It's not because your boss is a, pain in the patootie. It's not because your organization doesn't have the money. Because we've worked with clients where people may have started with the belief, where clients have started with the belief, I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills. My boss is a pain in the horses, you know what? And you know what? I've never seen anybody in my organization get more than a 5% raise. This is not possible. And we've helped them build that foundation internally and then externally to land the raise. And that's why we know that's the real reason why. We're not just guessing here. This is based on over 6 years of data and hundreds of clients. The real reason why you haven't gotten more than a 10% raise is because you have not built that solid foundation yet. Yet being the operative word. And I'm going to take a wild guess that one of the reasons why you're watching right now is because you're connected to that yet. I haven't done it yet, and you're committed to making a change. So that yet turns into now. In other words, I'm going to make it happen now. And that's what we're here to help with. Because we know that one of the things, well, two of the things that may be stopping you from not just earning more money, but also earning more freedom and having more impact and being recognized as a technical leader, is that you don't know how. You don't know how to build that internal foundation or that external foundation to create, to use your career as that rocket ship, to leverage the power of your career and to use it as your biggest asset to launch all of your dreams, to live all of your dreams and make them come true. We're on an epic road trip right now. We're calling it the Great Ride. We're actually at my parents' compound, the Bunk compound. This is the Bunk farm in the background here. And it's a beautiful, slightly windy, beautiful day here in Connecticut. And Rob and me and our son are on a road trip across the country en route to moving to Hawaii. We're making our dreams come true. And it is our honor to be an inspiration to making your dreams come true. And our clients absolutely love it. And they're seeing it and they're saying, wow, what new level of dream can I create? And with our strategies, with our systems and our support, they're able to make that happen. So if you're on that precipice, and I know a lot of you are, about, okay, I want to make this happen, I'm committed to making it happen, I simply need a guide. I need to know how, and I need help getting this done. I need help building this foundation so that I can get that 20% raise, so that I can get that promotion to VP or director, so that I can land that hell yes job on the job market. That's what we're here to help you do. So if you're ready to really, truly, 100% commit to being on this journey toward career transformation, what I want you to do is book a call with my team right now. thepeoplestack.com/book. You're going to go to that link and it's going to bring you to their calendar. Pick your time zone, enter your name, your email, your phone number. Pick a time that works for you. There's always plenty of times available, morning, noon, and night, all US time zones. And you're going to pick a time, and then you click all the buttons, make it happen, and it's going to be in your calendar, it's going to be in their calendar, and you're going to show up, have a Zoom meeting. You could do it. You could do it over phone if you want to too. Zoom's great that way. And you're going to have a wonderful, eye-opening, transformative, clarifying career conversation about what's not working in your career right now and where you want to go. You're going to get 100% clarity about that. Show up with that outcome in mind, committed to that outcome, and it will be the most clarifying career conversation you've ever had. We know that because that's what our clients tell us. And then, if we're 100% confident, if my team is 100% confident that we can help you, if we can be your Sherpa on this journey towards career transformation, toward a 20 or 30% raise, toward getting that promotion to director or VP, toward landing that hell yes job as a technical manager, they're 100% confident that we're the ones to help you, then we're going to talk about what it's going to look like. And if for whatever reason it's not a fit, that's no problem. You're still going to leave that call with a custom tailored plan, a step-by-step plan, so you could start building that foundation internally and externally, so you can finally get recognized and finally live a life of balance and peace and freedom and impact to build that legacy that you know you were meant to build. You just haven't quite figured it out yet, and we're here to give you those systems so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've done that for you. We've built the wheel that really is a rocket ship. You know, we started it as a wheel, but really it's a rocket ship now. So if you're ready to do that and build your dream career, even if it feels like a pipe dream right now, even if a 30% raise or more feels bonkers to you right now, but you know you're capable of it with the right systems and strategies and support, I want you to book that call with us immediately. thepeoplestack.com/book. That's all for now. Big hugs from Connecticut, and we'll talk to you next time from the next location on the Great Ride. Bye for now, everyone.